Daniel, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Jim?
It's just us two today.
So much more room.
I know, he's a big unit, isn't he? All your listeners, Tom is on holidays for a couple of weeks. So this episode and next, you know what he's doing? He's going swimming with whale sharks. Him and his missus, I'm not even joking. And I said, the whale sharks are going to take him under their own wing. You're going to mixed up the family, the pod, whatever they call it. So he's going whale sharking.
I'm glad we're on the same page there.
So yeah, sorry to our listeners. It's just we might have a special guest next week though.
Yes, there's a big chance we might have a special someone coming on.
Yeah,
Fingers crossed we get over the line.
That's right. But it's just us two, so it's going to be some good fun. And Curdy, obviously. Curdy, what are you doing?
Oh, he's not plugged in today, Curtis.
Oh, come on, Curdy. Seriously. Mate, just before we kick off, I just want to say a big thank you to MJ Trading Cards.
Good sponsor, good friend of the pod.
Good friend of the pod. They do, let me get my thing up here. Mitch has obviously grown it into Australia's and biggest and best sports card breakers. We obviously have an offer to all the listeners using code MSR15, 15% off your first order on the website, mjtradingcards.com.au. They do an average of 10 to 15 breaks a day, which is bloody crazy.
Full on.
Yeah, I know. I've seen heaps of it. It's been nuts. And they're doing obviously the latest of NBA, NFL, and more. I think they're getting into a bit of F1 cards as well, which is
That'll
cool.
be exciting. I know a lot of people go nuts for that.
Yeah, so it's really, really cool. So get around them, MJ Trading Cards. Use our code MSR15. So yeah, sweet as.
Good on the boys at MJ Trading Cards.
That's right. And our Patreon, get on our Patreon, Motorsport Republica. We've got another, we're doing a monthly special. Every month we've just organised our next theme, and I'm telling you, this one cannot be missed. It's very relevant to what's happening in the world right now. And
in so many ways than one.
In so many ways. It's going to be very, very funny. So head on to our Patreon, subscribe, you get early access, and then you see all our monthly specials where it's a bit more unleashed, I guess you could say. A few more beers.
Drop the shoulders a bit.
Drop the shoulders.
Did we release our latest guest onto our Patreon?
Yeah, we have. So cool. Jump onto that. We've got Joel Kelso on there as an early access. A really, really, really good interview, wasn't it?
Great to see him again.
Yeah, big friend of the pod.
He was, and credit to him for coming on.
Yeah, and he's our first repeat guest. Can't believe it.
Yeah.
Can't believe it. So it's
Oh no, come on, bandana man.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah. Well, yeah, he's all right. First repeat guest of noteworthy. sorry, bandana man.
No, he's he just flew in the night before or something.
Bro, he flew in.
He
flew in and he was only here for a week, and then he's already back in Spain cycling and doing all that. So.
And he wanted to see us.
Yeah, great. This is what we do. This is the effect we have on the motorsport community around the world. You know, Jorge Lorenzo Cheeseburger DMs me and says, "Hey, why are you having a go at calling me Cheeseburger? Cheeseburger, listen to this. Stop doing some weights in the mirror. I've been watching your Instagram, your sister.
Dude.
Come on the pod, and then we'll really talk about it. We'll do some. We'll talk cheeseburgers.
Absolutely. I reckon he's a double cheesy kind of guy,
bro. At least he could be. He could even be up to triple cheesy. He could be James Shaw spec.
One for every championship.
Yeah, true.
In GP.
Yeah. 3. Mr. Fiat Yamaha.
Could work.
And he should have won the 4th on the Ducati, according to him.
Yeah, he should have won one on Repsol Honda when he was going around getting lapped as well.
Or pinballing fucking Maverick Vinales and Valentino Rossi and Marquez Coast to the sunset.
Dude.
That was wild, man.
I still remember that like it was yesterday.
You know what, though? Like, everyone used to think, Jorge Lorenzo's done. He actually wasn't done. It's just that bike was unrideable. You look back on it now. It's killed so many world champions.
But he looked out of it too.
I reckon he looked a bit overweight even then, to be honest. I reckon he gave up.
Couple more O's on the Repsol.
Oh, yeah, Repsol. Alex Baldos.
Gotta love him.
But
yeah, the international motorcycling community is getting around us. Scott Redding,
yeah, he's a big fan.
A couple of our friends from the SBK paddock as well.
Yeah. Bloody oath.
Going all right.
It's good. It's good to see, and we love talking about it, and they like listening to it. So,
back for another episode 70.
I think we're up to episode 70. We up to episode 70, Curdy? Yep.
Damn, we missed out on 69 last week.
True.
Yeah, not the first time we missed out on that.
Poor guy.
Look, you win some, you lose some.
That's right.
In this case, you lose them all.
It's bloody gone quick though. We've been over a year in, 70 episodes. It's nuts. I remember when we just did 50. I felt like we did 50 only a few weeks ago. That's 20 weeks ago, roughly. 20 weeks ago, without our guests.
It's a lot of work, man.
Bloody oath it is, man.
And we took a bit of a break over summer.
Yeah, I think it was like a 2-week break.
So imagine we churned out a few more there.
Yeah, true. Which we probably will this year.
Yeah,
That's the
we've
way
got
we're
a couple
going now.
big weeks coming up too.
Yeah. Yeah,
Anyway.
bloody oath.
Let's get on to a bit of we can rabble on about the
Ourselves.
future and what we do, but let's talk some F1, Jim.
Mate, Spa Grand Prix. It was actually a really good race.
It was actually. I was pleasantly surprised. I'm not going to lie. I did look at the back of my eyelids for about 2 or 3 laps, but then I got up pretty quickly and heard the commentators going off their rocker. So I thought it was an unbelievable race, to be fair.
It was good in the fact that there was like 4 different strategies going for the race win, which I thought was good. And then you had obviously, like obviously Perez was going to drop like a stone, which was very funny. But like you had the Ferraris, you had Carlos Sainz. He had a long stint.
Really long stint.
And then obviously, I think Leclerc wanted to go out, but they boxed him. And then obviously Oscar went in, Hamilton went in. Hamilton just made that crucial move at the start against Leclerc, and then kind of just took off from there at the same time.
He was lightning off the start, wasn't he? And then Lando's bit of a slip up didn't help him. That kind of ruined him for the rest of the afternoon, really.
Yeah, I know. McLaren's had a few issues with the pits. I think what's his name? Oscar Piastri overshot
a couple times.
Yeah, that's right. So, and then that cost him 2 seconds. And then if he didn't have those 2 seconds, and bang, he was right there at the end.
He's almost winning that race.
I know, he's looking good.
He looks really, really good. Probably got stuck behind Charles a little bit too long.
Yeah.
Probably if you had to pass him, I'd say 2 laps. 2.5 laps earlier. Different ball game. But credit to Mercedes, man. They've really turned it around.
Bro, we'll talk about that. What's our results?
Results? Do you want pre-disqualification or post?
Let's go post, because that's the race results.
Lewis Hamilton first, Oscar Piastri, Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, Carlos Sainz, Sergio Perez, Fernando Alonso, Esteban Ocon, and Daniel Ricciardo in the points.
Snuck in for the points.
Danny Rick, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Happy birthday to Fernando Alonso as well.
Oh, there you go. How old is he turning? 60?
Yeah, I think so. 69.
I actually saw footage of Daniel Ricciardo talking to the Christian Horner.
Yeah, and they're all looking chummy and that. Then Danny Rick and Max on I think it was a helicopter together.
Yeah, no shit.
Taken off from the track, so and they looked like they were in pretty good spirits.
Bro, like talk about it's such a hard one. I know Tom's got a lot of hot takes on this, but it would be awesome to see him. He's had a lot of lifelines, Danny Rick. But Perez is doing nothing. Started on the front row, then fell back to 8th, best of the rest.
He
and
didn't
was
look
like
he
40
wanted
seconds.
to be there.
Bro, he just got swamped, and he was talking about the top speed of the car, but Verstappen pulled through pretty well. But yeah, bro, what do you do? And then Tsunoda was like second last or third last. He was nowhere either. So like, again, everyone rates him, but bro, I don't know, man. I don't see it.
Yeah, it's an interesting one with him. Again, I don't see it either. There's got to be more to it though, whether it's a sponsorship backed thing or a clause somewhere amongst that Red Bull group. I don't know.
Yeah,
I could be talking out of my rear, but there's got to be something. Something that we don't see.
I just don't think he's got the outright pace. Like, we've spoken about this, but you look at like Charles Leclerc and the Sauber. Like, he was constant 7th.
Yeah.
You know, like you've had these drivers that will have these results. Vettel did that when he was on the Toro Rosso back in the day, but he hasn't even had like a breakout result where he's podiumed or had a couple podiums.
It hasn't even been close.
Mixed conditions always brings everyone closer together, no matter if it's F1, but a GP, whatever it is, and still hasn't really proven anything.
Yeah, it's strange, man. I don't know what it's going to look like for them. He's signed for next year, is he?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 1 year deal.
I don't know.
Couldn't be much more than that, surely.
Yeah.
So,
but he must bring something, obviously. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I just don't
there's got to
see
be
it.
something there.
I just don't see it. It's weird.
It is a strange one. But it'd be interesting to see what Red Bull do moving forward I read somewhere that it was going to be out of Liam Lawson and Danny Rick to take that spot. They've got a media day or something or rather coming up, or a testing day somewhere, and they're going to put them both in the car.
It's a big thing for Red Bull to put obviously a kid straight into that Red Bull seat, because that's the second seat in a Red Bull is probably the most under pressure, just historically the most under pressure seat out of everyone, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. It's always been that way, and from what I can remember, in any other seat you sort of know that you're pretty safe bet as as a wingman.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, but that Red Bull team, they're just ruthless, man.
It's almost like they don't know what they want with that second seat though, because it's like, okay, do you want someone to beat Max, or do you want him to be the wingman, or But I feel like they can't find that happy medium. Do you know what I mean? Like they're either like there's always even if you've got the wingman a little bit like Webber, then no one's still happy.
Well, that's right. That person's always going to crack it, aren't they? Especially if they're going to be there or thereabouts.
Yeah. I'm
just going to get up Perez's age because I think he's been and done. Well, how old is he? He is 34. This is not
Fernando Alonso spec.
Yeah, but
he's not Fernando Alonso.
He's not Fernando Alonso or Lewis Hamilton or the shoe where they can, still perform at an older age. But I think he did his job in 21.
Yeah, definitely.
Probably seen a little bit of it through 22, but he's just fallen off. And the amount of times he got passed this weekend, and it almost looked like he just gave up the place and thought, you know what, just go.
And like he dropped like a stone, and it's no coincidence that he's dropping even further when it seems like this car isn't where it was. And obviously McLaren's passed him, Ferrari's passed them. It looks like Mercedes has passed them now. Like they're just more drivable, durable cars. Like you look at last year, Max he's steamed through the field, and this year he couldn't. He got to fourth now because Russell DQ'd, but he couldn't get any further. He got stuck behind cars. He got stuck behind, I think, Sonoda or one of the I think it was Sonoda or someone.
Yeah,
I couldn't get
an
past
awkward
that
part of this track.
When does that ever happen?
Yeah, that's right. It's something probably new for him or that he hasn't seen in a long time. But I got to give it to him though. He was under a lot of pressure from Lando behind, and he still managed that gap. And he still stayed in front.
Yeah,
he still made it work.
He did.
And even to Charles's credit as well. They did catch him at one point, then he just pulled out.
Yeah.
That half second. So it was all around good race. But yeah, interesting spot for Verstappen now because it's definitely not the best car on the grid from what I can see.
From what I can see, I 100% agree. And it seems like he would be the only driver on that grid, I reckon, capable to putting that car where it is, whether that be winning or top fives. 100%. I don't think another driver could. I think that's where that car's at. Yeah,
definitely. A bit maybe Stoner-esque on that Ducati.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
not to get too deep down into a cross code, but yeah, it's going to be a tough slog for him. I think mentally though he does have the upper hand. Yes, he did crack it the week before, but everyone has their days. He's a multiple-time world champion. He'll be able to handle this pressure.
He did well. Like he did well to come back through the field when he started like 10th or 11th or something like that. He had that penalty.
Fastest man over the weekend.
Yeah, but if that was Verstappen of last year, he would have won that race.
He would have trumped it.
Yeah,
he would have won by over 10 seconds
for sure. And that's just the difference of what these upgrades have made. It's just huge. It's great for the sport. It really is. We go into every weekend now, and it was 15 laps to go, Daniel, and I didn't even know who was going to win still.
That's what made it so exciting. I think for the first handful of laps, the top was it the top 8 or something were covered only by 10 seconds or something really real small gap. Yeah. I think at one stage the whole field was only covered by 12 or 14 seconds. Like it was really tight.
I thought it was really big track, a 7-kilometre track as well, which is even better again.
Some good overtaking, some really, really good racing. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. I kind of feel for George Russell, to be honest. I actually thought he drove a really good race.
Man, Mercedes, it seems like Mercedes is back.
That's safe to say, I reckon.
And I like to see it. It's great. It's cool to see. I love Toto Wolff. I'm a big fan of Toto Wolff. He's like an ultimate villain for me.
No, Mikey, no.
He's like the ultimate villain. He just looks like a villain, but he's like such a sick dog.
Yeah.
I do feel for George. It sucks, obviously. And look, I want to go straight into my MJ Trading Cards Performance of the Week.
Yep.
It has to be Mercedes.
I agree.
It's got to be Toto. It's got to be them letting them race with 5 laps to go.
Yeah,
There was no bullshit team orders. Because imagine if they just let him through and then he got DQ'd anyway. Like, it just would have been just a farce.
Yeah, would have been silly.
At least we got to see a good race. They just let them say, all right, just don't do anything stupid and go for the pass when you can. And that was good to see. It was really good to see an F1 I guess you could say. There's been so many team orders over the past few weeks. Everyone's kind of over it, where if you just let them race, things, they'll work themselves out. And Hamilton's not stupid, which is interesting though, because I thought and Tom's brought this up a few times as well. That's basically he's normally more ruthless. And then he had one shot to go down George at the end of the
second last lap or something.
And just couldn't put it through. And then he ran wide a few times, and that was kind of it. And then he's on 15, 20 lap tires fresher than George.
Correct.
Which I thought was really interesting, because normally, obviously, Hamilton is like a 7-time world champion, whatever it is. These guys are ruthless. He's really calculated, can make the move, but he just couldn't do it. And I don't know, maybe that's because he's older, something different, but
maybe.
He just couldn't put that move through. And credit to George, obviously, he defended it really, really well.
He did.
And then Hamilton made a few mistakes, but I was just on that back straight, I guess, on top of Eau Rouge. He had a sneaky chance, and I reckon a couple of years ago he would have
made that move.
He would have made
that pass.
But he just couldn't do it, and I just thought that was interesting. So it's good to see Mercedes back up there. It was really good.
100%, man. And they did obviously a lot of work too, because they were nowhere on Friday. So for them to come out and put the car where they did during the qualifying and essentially finish the race 1-2.
That's right, essentially, yeah. The tyre whisperer.
It's a very, very worthy MJ performance of the week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So I do agree wholeheartedly.
Mercedes back in the good books.
It's funny. We always talk about it, how quick this sport can change.
And people forget.
From little upgrades.
Yeah.
Well, not little, but yeah, it's amazing to see. It's in a healthy spot, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's really exciting.
Is.
It's really exciting to watch. And this is so Formula One. You're always going to have years. I think in the 80s, McLaren won every race except for one, which Ferrari won. Red Bull did it a year ago or 2 years ago, whenever it was. But when it's tight, it's so exciting. And then with all these different strategies, I just didn't know who was going to win. And it's so good to see now all these different winners. Hamilton back up there, Mercedes, Russell doing their thing. If anyone's lacking lately, it's been Ferrari, really.
They really have.
It's outright pace.
I expected a little bit more, to be honest. I had Charles, I think, for second,
something like
maybe,
that,
or third.
yeah.
Or maybe I had him third. But yeah, they still look like they're not taking that big step compared to McLaren and Mercedes.
Just don't have that Sunday pace, Ferrari. And look, that's going to come, but they got to step it up, because McLaren are obviously streaming ahead, and same with now Mercedes.
Yeah, they're exactly right. But it seems to be a little less comical at Ferrari.
Yeah, good point. They're kind of holding their own, and they had a crack of signs, didn't pay off, but I think that was just at the point where they just had to take that chance.
Yeah, exactly. They had nothing to lose. They had nothing at all to lose.
No, it's true. But it's definitely interesting. I know Tom brought up with me when we were speaking to him today, they had DRS reduced by 75 meters, which I thought was strange.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that. I don't know if it's a safety thing, but
maybe
on
the top of the hill.
Yeah, top of the hill.
I thought so.
Yeah,
I was watching Ace going, DRS is opening pretty late.
Yeah,
and I'm not totally invested in the sense where I know. But yeah, the little things.
Yeah, so super weird. And you could see when you get into obviously a DRS train, you need 75 meters is a long time. It's obviously a super short time when you're going 300 k's an hour, whatever it is, but it's still a long time when you're trying to make that pass. 75 meters is a massive time.
Oh, exactly right. Especially when I think there you gain 12 kilometers
Yeah.
an hour
Yeah.
advantage. So it's a world of difference.
Bloody oath, it's a world of difference. And it was the first DQ since Michael Schumacher at Spa 1994.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
First DQ or
DQ race winner.
Race winner, yeah.
So I don't know. That's something in that, but 1.5 kilos is not a lot, but rules are rules, I guess.
Yeah, exactly that. Rules are rules, and we harp on it about tire pressures and stuff too.
Yeah, true.
It is what it is, man.
God, how would you feel being that person that fucked up? Because it would have been someone.
Do you reckon though that was their strategy all weekend though, the one stop? Or was just on the fly they thought, nah, this is how we're going to play it?
That's a good question. I don't know. It feels like it was on the fly when I was watching it.
Yeah.
But who knows what else they say that we don't hear, obviously.
Yeah, that's right. So that's where I'm at. Yes, it is still ultimately Mercedes' mistake. At the end of the day, they didn't calculate it correct, but shit happens.
Shit happens, man. And they took it on the chin. Toto came out and said, it sucks, but we'll take it on the chin as a team and move on to the next rounds.
Could be worse. Could have been his first race win.
Oh, bro, imagine that. That's like a guru type of thing that happened, I reckon. Seriously.
Legit. So I think that bumps Hamilton up to 105 wins as well.
Yeah, true. It does too. Yeah.
That's impressive, man.
So I woke up this morning because I've obviously got Mondays off. And I was like, all right, I'll wake up, I'll watch F1. I don't look at my phone. Turn it on, watch it, do all that. I'm like, oh, cool. George Russell won. Because I just watched going over the podium, did all that.
Yeah.
Everything was normal. I open up my phone and I was like, first thing that looks at me is Lewis Hamilton race winner. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like I felt like I was in the twilight zone. I'm like, this can't be right. Did I watch the wrong race or something like that? And then obviously it came out and then it was at 1.5 kilo race limit or whatever, weight limit, and that was it. But
yeah, it was the same thing when I woke up. I was like, I went to bed. I was like, yep, cool, good race. Happy with that. Woke up, I'm like, what? What the hell just happened, man?
That's crazy.
But it was good to see Gunter Steiner as well doing the interviews.
Yeah, I saw that.
Good to see him back in the paddock.
Doing all that.
He's so funny, man. But they're on a summer break now, the F1s.
Yeah, how long are they on for?
Oh, man.
3 or 4 weeks or something like that.
It's not, the summer breaks don't seem to be as long as what they used to be.
I'm telling you, I felt like they were 8 weeks back in the day.
They used to be 6 weeks, I think.
6 weeks, yeah.
I think GP was 6 weeks a couple of years ago.
I think GP was always Sachsenring was the last one, and they went to whatever. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it's at least it's good now because then MotoGP's back, so then we can dive into a bit more of that. Because I felt like MotoGP's just fucking, bro. It's just they've hardly raced. I feel like they've hardly raced. Everything's just been cancelled, and they're doing 2 Missanos now.
Yeah, I know, that's insane.
That's dumb as. It's good, but like,
what do you do? Where are you going to go though?
Bring some more tracks, seriously.
Go back to Laguna.
Man, that would be the best.
That would be pretty crazy.
That would be the best. Just one more thing on F1. Shout out, though, to Oscar Piastri. Seriously. Another second. He's got a first, another second. He's doing so well. 2 years in, he's chosen the right team, obviously, but he's in the best car now. It seems like to be his best car, and he's doing the results.
Absolutely. I think that was a straight out, beat your teammate moment.
Yeah. It could have won the race if he just didn't botch that stop.
Yeah, exactly right. But it's little things. He's only 18 months into his career. He'll learn. He'll learn from this. He's got the win under his belt now. You got that off your back, and he's really proving to be, future star of this sport.
Yeah.
It still feels like he doesn't have that edge though. He needs to find that edge. I think if that had been a Lando or a Verstappen or probably just those two, to be honest, they would have really pushed to try and manufacture something somewhere, or or a Hamilton or an Alonso. But yeah, he's just seems to still miss that. See you next Thursday.
He definitely. He's super cool, calm and collected, which can work.
Yeah, 100%.
Like an Alain Prost. It's just the little moments though. It's those little moments in the pits. It's running wide onto the gravel.
Yeah.
It's just those little things that, I assume takes longer probably in F1 than anything to really get a hold of, if you know what I mean.
100% it would. And for him too, you got to remember he had a year where he didn't race.
Yeah, true.
So he's still only second time at some of these tracks. And,
True. In an F1
or,
car.
early days at these
Yeah.
tracks. He hasn't done a lot there. So he's still learning as he goes as well.
Doesn't have the data.
No, exactly.
It's a good point.
While we're on the topic of F1 still, Jared Madsen.
Oh,
Jesus, I got botched that. Sorry, Jared.
maybe a number 1 ticket holder.
Apologies, mate. He's actually sent in points since Monaco, which I thought was really, really interesting. So Verstappen's still leading on 116. Lando on 98.
Oh shit.
Charles 64. Oscar. Oh, this isn't in any order, actually. So, yeah, Max 116. I'll try and read it out in order.
Lando 98. He must be second.
Hamilton 115.
Oh no shit.
Oscar Piastri 114.
Yeah, right.
Then it goes to Lando 98. George Russell 72.
Spilling out the
And
DQ.
Carlos 69. Charles 64 and Sergio Perez 24.
Far out. Sergio Perez. Nowhere, mate. Nowhere. That's really interesting. How tight it is at the top.
How's that for a turnaround?
Far out, man. I'm telling you. This second half of the year is going to be huge.
It's going to be massive. And if the wheels fall off at Red Bull,
Do you reckon he's going to go to Mercedes? Every time I open my phone up, it's Max Verstappen going to Mercedes.
wasn't this floated? I think this was floated out last year at some time as well, that he was going to potentially jump ship anyway.
Bro, how crazy is that? Imagine if Max Verstappen goes to Mercedes, Mark Marquez is at Ducati, and Lewis Hamilton's at Ferrari. It's like living in the bloody twilight zone.
That's multiverse.
That's
Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom.
We
That's
literally would be in a simulation. The aliens are just
The Matrix.
yeah.
Andrew Tate, what are you doing? Yeah, it's insane, man. But thanks, Jared M, for sending.
Madsen, Big Maddo,
How did I mess that up? I don't know. Well, I do, but we don't want to dive into that on the pod.
acoustic.
Yeah, too much homemade salami.
How's that going anyway?
Unreal.
Fair.
Unreal. If you win the number 1 ticket holder at the end of
Get
the year,
some salami?
maybe.
Brishy special. Would they be? Do you reckon they'll be able to handle the spicy butt?
They might not be able to handle the girth.
Is that what you tell all the biddies?
I played the 5th.
Oh, what are you? All girth, no length?
We can talk about that on the
Patreon.
Patreon
First
episode.
5 minutes is about my penis on our Patreon. So if you try and get like a sneak peek, we didn't realize on Patreon, it just plays the first 5 minutes, and it's literally about me getting circumcised. And Tom somehow brings it up.
Yeah, strange unit.
They all want to know. They want to know what's down there.
Don't blame him.
They call me Sledge. Gertie. Because it's so small. World Ducati Week.
World Ducati Week.
There was some big news out of that.
There was some big news. We did have a chat earlier on, but what were your thoughts on the new V4?
I don't know. I'm not a massive fan of it. I'm kind of like you though. The more I look at it, the more I like it. But I'm just not into new road bikes. I'm not into anything
that's fair
new
enough.
road bikes or dirt bikes. So I don't get. I saw the new Gas 300 today. First time flesh, ugly.
Really?
Hated it. The rear guard is disgusting.
I don't think I've seen it.
Oh, it
I'll
sucks.
have to go look at it.
It looks disgusting. I didn't like it at all.
Geez, that's a lot from you. You love gas.
I know, but like just the way it looks, it just looked great. I'm sure it rides awesome. I probably wouldn't care, but like I just didn't like the look of it. It just looked gross.
Yeah, interesting. I haven't seen it. I can't comment.
But yeah, get on track. The V4, yeah, I like it. It's okay, I guess, but I don't know. For me, I would rather have an old ZX7R.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
just me.
Different ball game.
Yeah. What about you?
Look, when I first seen it, I didn't like it. But as I was looking over it, good friend of the pod, Luke gave me a phone call and he's like, hey, what are you doing? You know, what's this new V4? So we probably chatted about it for a good 40, 45 minutes. The more and more that we sort of sat there and looked at it and spoke, like I really started to like it.
Yeah.
And I think he did also. And then once you've seen it in the liveries at World Ducati Week
Yeah.
and on track,
Oh, the liveries look good.
they look amazing.
Yeah.
And even just the foot the photos of Pecco taking it around the track, just a plain one. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
It actually looks really, really nice. I think they've done well with that new double-sided swing arm. You know, it's something different with the hollow through the middle of it. But I did see something funny where someone compared the generations of CBR Fireblades, and they put that down as the new one.
It looks fitting.
It does. When you look at it properly, you go, shit, it looks a bit like...
Why is Ducati following Honda anyway? Like, they're going backwards.
Who knows? But, all in all, I think it's a really nice-looking bike, and I cannot wait to see one in person. I think it's a cool bit of kit.
When are they coming to Oz, you reckon?
That's probably a Curtis question, to be honest.
Curtis, when do you reckon? Even though you don't have a mic today.
4 to 6 months.
Oh, really?
It probably checks out, yeah.
Someone who's probably got a lot of Ducati bikes probably would have heard about it probably a month or so beforehand it was even publicly released.
Yeah, okay.
Probably put orders in before it was even publicly announced.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I got a friend of mine that works at Ducati Melbourne, and he did mention that there was a facelift, but that's all that he said.
Yeah,
so that there it is there. But yeah, that's interesting. You going to buy one, Curtis? Can't money bags.
Too muchy. They're so expensive, road bikes these days, these sports bikes.
Dude, like Luke and I were playing around with it. I think it's
60 just for a standard.
Like you're looking at just putting on stuff probably.
Nah, man. This starts at 50, I think, as a standard.
Jesus.
That's nothing.
I remember when I was at Yamaha and the R6, the new version of the R6 came out, and it was 20 grand. I couldn't give the things away. Who's going to spend 20 grand on 600?
People trying to sell them for over 20 grand now.
I know, it's nuts. Even now, it's gone 600 is another level again.
CBR, I think, is 22 or 24 grand. CBR 600.
That's what everyone wants, though.
ZX6 is 18, I think.
That's crazy. We used to flog them off at 8,990 back in the day.
Insane.
But yeah,
insane.
The too much. There are a lot of money leader bikes these days, like for especially Ducati or a Aprilia or something like that. 50 grand. That's crazy money. It's a house deposit.
It is. The blades are 50 grand.
Yeah, I know, for a fucking Fireblade.
It's a lot of cash.
Bro, a lot of cash.
It's a lot of cash. Then you can't even open it up properly if you're using it just as a road bike anyway.
Oh, if you got a new V4 on a track, I'd be too scared of actually trying to. I would go nowhere near pushing its limits, but I'd be so shit at it. The tires would get cold and I'd crash it anyway.
Yeah, well, change the tires.
Yeah, better tire warmers.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, so what's this Race of Champions? Have they always been doing that?
Yeah, it's been going on for the last little bit.
It's such a cool idea that they do that. It's so good. Ducati have got the best. Honda do it good with like their thanks day, and they get everyone from Honda. I must admit that's really cool. But Ducati's Race of Champions, and that was televised, yeah. Because I didn't watch it, nothing.
Yeah, I think it might have been somewhere. I didn't watch it live. I just seen some very ambitious moves.
Ducati's website.
Oh, what KO had it? Far out.
There you go.
Missed the opportunity. Yeah,
might have to rewatch it.
Yeah, might.
Andre Iannone putting it on pole.
Yeah, what a mad dog.
Still got it, huh?
Yeah.
He's so talented, man.
Yeah,
you can't deny that he's.
Nah, no way.
You know, anyone that wants to deny his talent,
get stuffed.
Get stuffed.
Bro,
go check yourself.
And then what was the result? You got the results there, Daniel?
Yeah, I got them here somewhere. Yep. So Pecco Bagnaia, Andre Iannone, Marc Marquez, Marco Bezzecchi. So best result for Bez for the year, isn't it?
Good point. Yeah, still can't make the podium.
What a cat. Fabio Di Giannantonio, Michael Ruben Rinaldi, Franco Morbidelli, Enea Bastianini, Jorge Martin, and Michele Pirro.
11th.
I may as well read them all out. There's only another few. Alex Marquez, 11th. Alvaro Bautista, 12th. Danilo Petrucci, 13th. Glenn Irwin, 14th. And DNF Nicolo Bulega.
Who the hell is Glenn Irwin? It's like all these world champions. Okay. And then there's just a random Glenn Irwin. Don't know who that is, bro. That's so funny.
Yeah, he's
Has he
been around for a while.
Yeah, okay, right. That's so
pretty
funny.
handy.
Glenn Irwin's like Francesco Bagnaia versus Glenn Irwin.
It's they do it well, and everything that I've seen from footage and stuff, it just looks like an awesome event to be at.
Man, that's so cool. I know Troy Bayliss and all those boys were there as well.
Yeah, you know, and even their super sport riders were there. Sam Lowe's was there as well. He's injured at the moment, so he would have been part of that race.
Yeah, true.
You know, there's another one there. So I think the Race of Champions, from what I'm gathering, is all the guys that are either in Superbikes or GP. So no like super sport guys or anything like that.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Because otherwise they got a few more.
Like plus Glenn Irwin from BSB.
And Glenn Irwin from BSB. Don't give it to me. He's all right.
No, good guy.
Stand up for him, you know. Someone's got to.
Good friend of the pod, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Someone's got to be the villain while Tom's away, so I have to be the villain,
yeah,
unfortunately.
That's true. That's true. But I think, you know, this race just shows that Pecco's the benchmark.
Yeah, bloody ice. One thing, I guess, is the dude spins a million laps around here.
Of course.
So it's going to help those guys. It's just cool to see. And, like, there's already, of course, Marc Marquez is there. And then what's he do? Punts Nicola Borger off in the last corner. Bro, that's the funniest, seriously.
What a chooch, man.
It's so funny because, like, we know, like, look, all the fans are retarded. Let me just say that. You got the Rossi fans that are really retarded, and you've got the Marc Marquez fans, which is also really retarded. And we know fans like, oh, they're cracking it. Like, you know, can't believe he punted him off. Oh, he's an idiot. You know, should be banned from racing. What a crazy thing to say, should be banned from racing. What are you talking about?
No, I second that. He should be banned.
Oh, it's so ridiculous. It's so stupid. And then you've got the Marquez fans, didn't touch him. No, I've got this secret footage. Didn't touch him. And, like, you're all crazy as each other. Just enjoy it for what it is. Like, honestly, they're retarded. Like, it's what it is. Look down the barrel, retarded.
You've been shored.
You've been shored. Yeah, you have been. MotoGP fans, you've been shored. Stop being so retarded, just so, like, you know, tribal about it. Just embrace it. It's fun. It's good. I love watching, you know, rivalries, but you don't have to go so crazy about it. Like, and you know what? It's actually funny. Like, it hit him or it didn't hit him. Like, it's entertaining. It gives us something to talk about. Like, it's
100%
it's a charity ride. Like, he shouldn't be punting anyone off. Like, it doesn't
Throwing
mean
it up
anything.
the inside in the last corner.
But you gotta respect the game. Seriously, like, you know.
Look, at the end of the day, it's a race.
Yeah, and you know, he'll punt people off in MotoGP. He'll punt people off in World Ducati Week. Like, at least he's consistent. You know what I mean?
He's not breaking character, that's for sure.
No, he's not breaking. You must have to, if you're Marc Marquez, just not give a fuck. Like, seriously, to be like just throwing it up the inside. Like, he would know, like, how much hate he gets, and he gets a lot of love. Like, obviously, he's massive in Asia. Still, he's massive in Europe. Like, he's still the biggest rider in MotoGP. He's the biggest draw card. We all know that. But, like, fuck, like, in Misano World Ducati Week, like,
punting off an Italian who won the Supersport Championship first time for Ducati.
Yeah, it would have been so funny if it was like Bagnaia or something. But, like, oh my god, it would have been hilarious.
Oh, I don't know if that would have been. I think it's funnier because it's Nicola Borger.
Yeah, like, he hasn't done anything to anyone.
Like,
you know?
yeah, exactly. I think if it's Pecco, you think, we'll see it again anyway in GP.
Yeah. I wonder what they're all thinking. Like, oh, what a chooch they'll be saying. That's what
100%. They'll be going, what a dickhead. Like, it was just dumb, man. Like, I was watching and I thought, just reef the brakes on a little bit. Just take fourth. What's the big deal? It's a freaking...
Nah, he wants the podium.
It's a parade lap, mate. Like, it's a glorified parade lap.
Getting the little third place trophy for World Ducati Week. And it's funny because they signed him, like...
Oh, I know, man.
God, it's the best. It's so entertaining.
It's crazy.
That's what I like. I'm a fan of Rossi. I'm a fan of Marquez. I'm a fan of Bagnaia. They're all fun to watch, but for some reason, when like Marquez punts someone off, like, I love it. Like, it's just the funniest. And
but he's the only one that does it.
Yeah, just about. But you know, it is what it is. It's what's so fun about it.
Yeah, look, he probably should have given up a few years ago, to be honest.
He's fun. I love it. It's so good.
It's interesting. Iannone came out afterwards and sort of put to bed any GP rumours.
Oh, yeah, did he?
And said, you know, it doesn't really make sense at the moment to go back. And he's, from what it sounds like, you know, he's pretty keen to stay in Supers and really perform there first.
But he's doing okay. Look, getting him back into the GP paddock, as a fan, I'd like to see it. Like, my heart says yes, but my head says no type of thing. You know, there's so much younger talent that they can get that realistically is probably better. Like a,
Oh,
Sergio, like a
100%.
Sergio Garcia, I would rather, you know.
Not an Iagura.
You know what? Iagura at a track house, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Maybe because I like... No,
You like pain.
I like, well, yeah, of course. Because you're going to face some demons. But since he's gone to MT helmets, I've liked him more. Maybe because he's out of Idemitsu Honda. Or
Yeah,
Idemitsu,
maybe.
whatever it is, Kalex, whatever it is. And he's actually racing really, really well. Sergio Garcia would be awesome on that bike as well. But I don't mind it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good move. I think he deserves to go up.
He's had some. I don't think he had a great year last year because of his injury. But this year he's come back hard. He's on a good bike.
Yeah, that MT helmet is a good bike.
And you know what? Like we need young talent going. We need young talent going up into that paddock. It's just time again. You know, you've had that. We had that wave of Marini, Bez, Bagnaia, that crop. But now we're waiting on the next generation to come through, which is your Garcias, your Iagura's, your Joe Roberts, your Fermin Aldeguer.
Yeah, all those guys.
You know, that's the next crop of riders, really.
It really is, man. And they're going to eventually be the face of the GP.
Yeah, well, let's hope so. And you know what? It is good to see. I don't want Iagura to go to an LCR Honda. I want him to be on a competitive bike. It's good for MotoGP if there's a Japanese rider up there. Like they're the face of these Japanese manufacturers, and if you go into a Aprilia, but that just shows where they're at. But
Yeah, it's right. And just enhances that market again, though.
yeah, it does.
Like, and that side of the pond, they're still super passionate about motorsports.
Yeah,
But imagine Iagura comes in and has a decent year.
yeah, true.
Maybe
That'd
a
be
couple good top 10s, couple good top 6s.
Yeah. Pushing for
You
a
know.
podium, a couple races. It's what the sport needs. And I think I've spoken to a few people about like the Japanese riders and the Asian riders. They're really good at lower level classes. It's just when it gets push comes to shove, you're in the
They
leader
just break.
bikes. You're going up against Spanish kids. You're going up against like Marc Marquez's. That really, like, they don't care. Like all those, especially the Spanish riders, they're the most aggressive. And then you got like I think it's just a different culture, obviously, but like it's hard to see them really break through. Obviously, Hiroshi Oyama had a really good crack back in the day. He was 250 world champion, but then when he went to MotoGP, he did okay. But
Yeah, they all sort of struggle.
that's the problem. But I'm sure one will be up there again, and I hope Iagura is one of them. Really.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he can be the one to break the mold.
Yeah.
Maybe he's, gotten rid of his demons of that stupid last lap move.
That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Seriously.
But, all jokes aside, maybe he's past that now.
Yeah,
he's
you never know.
matured. It doesn't really take a lot of time to learn from your mistakes in that instance.
Nah, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Well, or you're just going to get found out, or you're just not going to do it, or you're gonna move on.
That's exactly right. And he seems to be really, really good at nursing his tyres. So that could be something that he brings into GP.
Yeah. This is what. There's only so many limited seats now. It's going to be I don't know if I can see Iagura and Garcia going up. I think it's one or the other at this point.
Yeah.
Like they just signed Raul Fernandez. Okay, bit strange, but
Yeah, I don't know about
he's
that.
had a couple promising rides, but
Surely
I
it's
don't
got to
know.
be his last crack at it.
yeah, it would have to be. Would have to be.
There's no way that he stays again after that.
Nah. And there's, again, so much more young talent coming through. So, and the Aprilia is a good bike.
Great bike.
Yeah, I don't know. Where does Jack go?
I was just literally about to say it's looking less and less likely for Jack, isn't it?
I don't think it's like we had a few people message us saying, okay, really good intel that he's gone to Trackhouse, but that's all died off. And now Iagura's the name. Cody's pointing at me.
Ducati's offered him a spot in WSBK.
Like
Oh.
it's confirmed.
That was 46 minutes ago. That's been coming around
So Ducati's offered him.
until August.
Ducati's offered him a spot in World Superbikes. Came out. Bautista's spot came out 46 minutes ago.
Here you go. Yeah. Yep, I've got it up here. Thanks for that, Curtis.
Yeah, that's why you bloody number one producer.
Because it falls under World Superbike news. Ducati have reportedly made an offer to secure the services of Jack Miller in World Superbike. Yep.
Interesting. He'd be good for World Superbikes,
If
though.
Miller signs, he'll replace Bautista.
Where's Bautista gone?
He'll retire.
Yeah, I guess he's 1,000 years old now.
It's to answer top rack on the BMW.
Wow. How's this for the...
It'd be really interesting seeing. That's the first time news is broken, like at a good time for us. It's normally we film a pod and 15
comes
minutes
out
later
after.
it comes out.
So how's this? Ducati's got a budget of €1 million for their riders combined.
Yeah, right.
Apparently, Bullock is making about 200 grand. Bautista's taking home 750.
Shit. It's pay cut.
And apparently he wants more.
Bulliger. He's doing all right, but this year.
And
It's
they've...
worth more than 200 grand.
No, Bautista wants more.
Ah.
And Ducati have raised Bulliger to 450
Yeah.
for next year
Yeah.
because of the way he's been going at the moment. Wow.
I'd love to see Miller. It would be. I'd like to see Miller stay in MotoGP, but him in World Superbikes would be a really good litmus test on how he's actually going to.
How's this? Ducati are not the only manufacturer looking to secure Miller in World Superbike, as the Australian allegedly has a second full factory seat offer on the table.
What, Beamer?
BMW hasn't signed anyone yet. Honda, their boys haven't re-signed.
Yeah, you don't want to go acoustic, but
Yamaha...
you got Johnny.
Oh,
Ray.
no. Sorry, I've read that wrong. BMW, Honda, Kawasaki, and Yamaha, their lineups are confirmed.
So who's left? Ducati. I'm seeing Daniel's just.
Yeah, I'm
brain
trying to work out who this second factory seat is.
Yeah, I don't know.
No,
it's
Kawasaki's on there.
and that's Bermuda anyway.
Which is Bermuda. Am I missing someone? No,
Nah.
Suzuki's not in it.
No, that's it.
So that makes no sense then,
Yeah,
that whoever's written this article. But then again, who knows? It could be from one of those sides because contracts mean jack shit.
yeah, that's true. They don't mean anything.
So, there you go. First time you heard it. You heard it
Yeah,
here first.
for the first time ever. When you're listening on the car on the way home.
Oh, it could be Pacetti.
Well, as a factory back bike.
Yeah, because they're going to be a factory
Yeah, okay.
bike. So they reckon Gerloff's going there. But yeah, Rinaldi's on the cards as well.
Oh, yeah. It'd be good, as I said, it'd be a good litmus test for Miller to see how he goes. You know, like he's obviously he's super skilled. And honestly, as the weeks and months now roll by, I just don't think he's getting a seat in GP.
It's so hard for him, man. Yes, he's a race winner, but and it's so like sad to see because of, you know, his personality. And when he's riding at the front and staying on the bike, he's amazing to watch.
Yeah, he's quick.
But,
He's quick.
you know, he's just not piecing it together at the moment.
Nah, he's definitely not. So, look, if he goes to like a factory spec Ducati, that'll be awesome. And that's what Superbikes needs. They need a Jack Miller. They've got some big names there, like Toprak, Iannone, Jack Miller,
That's
Petrucci.
insane.
You know, it was good. It was good for Superbikes when Bautista went down as well.
It was.
It brought another big name to it, and then he obviously dominated for a few seasons there. So, anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens next couple of weeks, I guess.
Yeah, and it might be a good move for him too with the young family.
Yeah. Well, they got breaks, that's for sure, between races and
Well,
go back to
exactly.
Australia.
Good chance for him getting on the pod.
Yeah, bloody oath. 100%.
Jack Miller, hit us up.
Yeah. 100%.
It's it'll be interesting. Yeah, the next few weeks, time will tell. But yeah, it's just looking less likely, man. As you mentioned, all those guys before from Moto 2. How do you pick him over them
Yeah, I know.
at the moment?
Yeah, and you need those. You got to some point you got to put through younger talent because you got your Pedro Costas there, and I'm telling you, I'm not saying Sergio Garcia is a Pedro Costa, but I don't think he's far off it from his performance in Moto 2.
Man, he's been unbelievable. But then you get a guy like Alonso Lopez. He could take a similar path to Quartararo.
Yeah, he could because he's got the pace there. He really does have the pace.
He does,
there.
and he's got that edge. He's got that. That point of difference that makes him, sort of stand out when you're watching a race, even though he might not be doing the greatest. You still look at him and you go, yeah, you can see he's got it.
Yeah, and he's got he's marketable, which, let's be honest, that's
It's
a big
half the
factor.
battle.
You know, why do you think Marquez signed with factory Ducati? They came out and said that's a big reason why.
Of course.
You know, so yeah, it's a good point.
It's
Great
interesting.
point.
It's another thing's come out that Quartararo did have opportunities to sign elsewhere.
Oh yeah,
Which
Aprilia,
we
I think
knew.
Aprilia offered him like 6 mil or 4 mil or something like that, and he took the 12, which is 20 mil Australian.
So much.
Which why wouldn't you? Seriously, I'd do
Yeah.
the same thing. I don't think anyone's mad at that.
But seeming to be not a terrible choice.
The
The bike's improving slowly.
Yeah, they're doing better than Honda.
Who's not, though?
Yeah, like I reckon we could build a Motorsport Republica bike and it'd be better than Honda. Strap a couple PW50 engines to a push bike and I reckon it'll do a faster lap time around Phillip Island. Seriously.
You're not wrong, man. They're in a world of hurt.
Yeah.
They really are. But
so-
yeah, I think other than that, man, like I've got nothing here. I'm refreshing some news
Nah, it's all right.
for all sports. I mean, Martin's come out and said it's a shame with the departure, but he's also said, you know, it could potentially not be his last World Ducati week, that he might be back.
True.
You know,
So true, because obviously he's gone to Aprilia.
he's playing the cards right and not at the moment not making it a sour relationship from.
Yeah, don't
Again,
burn
this
your
is all
bridges.
from the outside.
Yeah.
Who knows what it is?
I
in
would
the
be
paddock.
pissed off though. If I was Jorge Martin, realistically, I would be annoyed.
Well, that's what it basically come out and said. You know, he's with what him, Pecco, and Anea have done. He's surprised at the direction they've gone.
Yeah, I think everyone is to a degree. Like, again, as I said, you know, Marquez is marketable, bro. We all know he's got the pace. And if you don't say, if you said he doesn't have pace, then you're stupid or you're just too biased. But like, again, Jorge Martin's got the pace and he deserves it more than anyone. But I like it. It's good for the sport. It's good for the sport. He's going to Aprilia and it puts a chip on his shoulder.
Absolutely,
he's
it does.
He's gonna want to take that #1 plate to Aprilia next year, and then he's gonna want to win it on an Aprilia next year.
yeah.
You know? That's what's cool about it. It's good to see riders change.
This will show how. This will really show how good he is, and if he's a genuine title.
Imagine if he wins the first
Contender?
3 races on Aprilia.
It's not out of the realms of possibility, man.
Yeah, no way.
So this is it's a big step not only for him but also for Aprilia.
Yeah, first time they've had a proper rider on it. They've got 2 big riders on it. Bezecchi's a bit R-worded at the moment now.
Yeah,
You know, but like they've got Martin, and then Bez should be able to do something on that bike.
100% he should. But you know what? I don't reckon he was their first choice.
They had a play at. I read they had a play at Digia, and he almost signed too quickly. Is what
Yeah,
was coming
right.
out, as in he didn't want to miss a seat because seats were filling up so quick
Of course.
proper good manufacturers where he almost came out. It was either him or his manager or someone was talking about how he signed almost too quickly with Tech 3.
Oh, Bastianini.
Yeah, with, sorry, Bastianini.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry,
so
not
that-
Digia.
I was going to say Digia. I was like,
Yeah.
I got one about Bastianini. But
Yeah. With
Okay,
Tech
Tech 3.
With
He
Tech
signed too
3.
quick.
Yeah, that's right. With Tech 3. So like he had a seat basically there for him at Aprilia. And then,
Missed the boat, I think.
Yeah.
Missed the boat.
Yeah. With
But- I read somewhere that there's something at KDM where they can shuffle
yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I reckon Brad Binder's
on the chopping block.
yeah. If he's not performing next year, they basically said we've got parts for 2 bikes. We're going to favour the 2 fastest riders, which it doesn't matter if he's on a gas or they're all kind of on a Red Bull
I think
KTM.
they're all on the same bike anyway.
Yeah, so that won't matter. So if Ania and Pedro's up there, then they're getting the parts.
That's how it's going to be.
Or if it's Ania or Maverick, then
Mighty
they're both
Mav.
getting the parts. Maverick won't be, but
It's first to win on 4 manufacturers.
not going to happen. I don't think he's going to do it.
You don't reckon?
Sorry, Mav. No.
We'll see. Mighty Mav.
What's our liveries? What's
I
our
was just
liveries
about to
going to
say,
be?
we've got Silverstone coming up. We've got a G up about it. And you and I especially. Special liveries.
Well, actually, this is good. Tom's not here. He's not going to shit on all of
Absolutely.
this.
We can take as much time as we like on this.
We get a lot of messages of people abusing Tom
It's so
his,
good.
on how he hates, how it's the worst take in the history of podcasts. The funniest thing ever.
It's terrible, man. The special liveries make it. I love seeing a good
It
special
does.
livery.
So we're gonna predict. Send us all. If everyone is listening as well, send us your predictions of what it's going to be. I'd like to hear everyone's ideas on this of what they're going to choose. I'm going to go one by one each team.
All right, let's start at Ducati, James. I reckon they're going to go for. I've got two things in mind here.
Yeah, we'll say as many as we want.
So I think they're either going to go old school, like superbike style Ducati with the big round numbers on the bike and like rounded bubbled type riding.
Yeah.
With like gold trim around the white riding, just plain red,
Yeah.
white number plate,
Yeah.
like 888 style.
Yeah.
Or Marlboro.
I reckon you're right with the first answer.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I reckon they're going to try and, as much as lame as it's going to be, I don't reckon they're going to want to try and pander to the cigarette companies.
Yeah. It would be sick though.
That'll be the best. But,
But then again, they could do it like the Desmo here, just a white stripe up the side,
if they do that, again, would be cool.
you know,
But I don't think they're going to.
and maybe have a Lenovo through it or something. All right.
In the Marlboro font.
Yeah, true.
That'd be cool.
Or maybe Motorsport Republica, whatever. Ducati, if you're listening.
Yeah, it's all right. Listen to us.
All right, so we're in agreement on that then?
Yeah, so I'm going to
So
go
we're gonna
historic.
go-
Some historic, either tricolour livery thing, I reckon it's going to be.
I didn't even think of that.
Like the Magello one. Remember they ran that at Magello with Caparossi and maybe Bayless, maybe.
I like it.
It'll be something like that, I reckon.
All right, let's pencil that one in.
Yeah.
Yamaha. We got them
Easy.
next.
That's going to be white and red.
You reckon the white red?
Yeah, it's a European one.
Yeah, fair game. That's a good point, actually. I was going to say yellow and black.
If it was in Austin, I reckon they'll do that. It'd be, or they'll do
One-on-one?
1-on-1. Actually, let's go with that 1-on-1.
One and one?
Yeah. Because yellow and black looks better. And we all know white looks better.
Go the Tigers.
Go to Tigers.
KDM.
This is a good one. I reckon I sincerely hope they go like the old school blue logo.
Yep.
Old school blue KDM. And that's what I'm putting down anyway.
Yep, let's lock it in. I'm the same. I had a slight...
Is there any other variations? What other variation would KDM be? Like an orange, and they used to kind of run like an orange and grey back in the day on a lot of their bikes, but with the Red Bull, I reckon it's like that old school blue.
Yeah, that's what I think. What they ran on the Yamahas you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Gary McCoy and all that.
Yeah. All right, blue logo, KDM. Aprilia.
It's got to
gotta
be
be.
the cube.
It's the cube.
It's got to be the cube. There's a few different variations of the cube. There's like the white and then there's
gold.
like the black with the colours through it.
I think it'll be the black one.
That would look grouse.
So we're going to go cube.
We're going to go cube.
Are we going to lock in the black cube or just
Let's go black cube.
in black? That's a sickly. That's one of the best looking GP bikes, that.
Shit, yeah.
Repsol.
Repsol. It's like 50-50 Repsol these days as well. I wish they did it last year.
That's got to be Dawn spec. With that greeny blue.
Yeah, let's go Dawn spec. They got to do something cool. Like
Like your shirt.
yeah,
Like the old
this
school,
is
the
why I'm
wavy.
wearing it. Yeah.
You know, the wavy colour breakup and
yep.
stuff.
Yeah, it's got to
Unreal.
be the Dawn spec. Why? It has to be.
It'd be silly not to.
Yeah.
So that's it for factory. Let's jump in Pramac.
I'm going to go like the old school green and white. That kind of lime green and
you
white.
reckon it's gonna go green and white?
I'm going that. Like, that's old school Pramac livery.
I was going before that, just white, red.
Ooh, yeah, true. I can do either. I'm going.
I like your one. I reckon that's more. It makes more sense, but they'll swap the green for the purple.
Yeah, yeah.
I like it.
The green and white, I reckon, would look cool.
That's
And a few
great
good
one.
riders have actually ridden with that Pramac livery as well. Yanni Hernandez.
Alvaro, he was on that, I think. For a little
Loris
bit.
Caparossi
Caparossi finished up there
ran 58 on that
Yes.
colour. So it's
Yep.
got a bit of meaning.
in Valencia.
Yep.
Yep. LCR, I think that's pretty stock standard. Castrol.
Yeah, Castrol, I couldn't even tell you what they would do for the Idemitsu, seriously.
Maybe run both and try and incorporate the Idemitsu
Yeah,
somehow.
God, who knows? You know what? It's one I don't know of that. Castrol's easy, but yeah, Idemitsu, I couldn't tell you.
This is where it gets a little bit 3 out of these next 4 gets a little bit tough. Trackhouse.
Bro, who knows what they're going to do? They might have like a cool old school NASCAR livery or something.
Oh, yeah.
For their team. That would be cool.
Unless they run the opposite cube.
Yeah, true. That would be sick as well. Something like that. Maybe like a NASCAR-y theme.
All right, let's go off
Big
that.
fat numbers on the fairing or something like that.
Yeah,
You
that'll
know
be
what I mean?
awesome.
America.
True, playing to the
We should be
Liberty
designing
media.
all these. Seriously.
Oh, dude, I could spend hours doing this.
Yeah, easy. Get a little Nepalese fella on Fiverr to design it for us.
Gas.
They probably have some old retro gas logo or something because it used to be an old Spanish company
Correct.
and they got bought out. That's as good as I've got.
Yeah, it's hard for me in gas. I don't know what they could produce. To be
Yeah.
honest, it's I've been racking my brains about it all week. I'm going to stick with you. I actually had nothing for it, to be honest. So
Yeah, I'd be something like that.
old school logo.
There's not much you can do there, I think.
Grassini, I think, is pretty straightforward. It'll be what they ran in Misano,
Yeah,
just the white
looks sick.
with the tricolour up the side, bit
Looks
of
great.
blue.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to call it. It's the original.
Original
Grassini.
Grassini, yeah. They ran back in the 90s, I think.
Yep.
80s, 90s.
Now this one,
What do we got?
VR46.
Oh, bro,
This
take
could
your pick.
be.
If this isn't the best one, though,
I'll be disappointed.
yeah, this has to
I'm
be the
banking
best
on this
one.
to be the best one.
What are you thinking, though?
The white and blue Nostro. Just like the flowers.
Oh, the Hawaiian theme.
Yep.
I was thinking the Hawaiian theme. That's a pretty iconic one, isn't it?
Or it could be the psychedelic, like the Repsol, because he had a lot of yellow in that.
Could they do a Nostro Azzurro one where it's kind of, you could have VR46 and the Nostro
Oh, I
Azzurro
guess so. The actual,
fonts and then have that bike.
like our jacket.
Like the jacket, yeah. I could do something like that. That's actually my pick, I reckon. I reckon that's
Yeah?
I reckon that's
It
gonna
makes
be
the most sense with the colours too.
I wish it's the Hawaiian one though.
There's so many, man. There is so many. But that makes a lot of sense. I'm excited to see some of the helmets and the like the kit ups.
Yeah, true. The leathers and
The
everything.
leathers,
boots.
the helmets, boots, gloves.
Because
Alpine
that
stuff
Nostro
will always kill
Azzurro
it.
team was basically a team built for Valentino. That's why it's got all the Italian sponsors.
Yeah.
Because it could get him onto a factory bike, but he couldn't. A rookie couldn't go straight to a factory
Yeah,
team.
back in the day.
Dumbest rule ever.
So stupid.
And it is cool that they kind of built a team around him. It was a sick looking bike.
Oh, it looked awesome.
Yeah, and that's obviously why they did it, and it worked. He won a title with them, and then he went to Repsol.
Rest is history.
Yeah,
So we'll lock that in. We might even pop that up on our story or a post.
yeah. We'll make
maybe
a clip or something like
make
that
a
on that.
mock-up.
We'll get some videos and something done. That'll look cool.
It's going to be interesting. But yeah, I'm really excited. So they're rolling out on Friday special liveries.
I assume so. I bloody hope so. I reckon it has to be the whole weekend.
Yeah, it can't just be the race.
Yeah,
That'll be annoying as.
yeah. That'll be dumb.
I like it. We got any hot takes this week? We missed them last week.
Oh no, I can't believe we missed them last
I
week.
reckon it was the first
Didn't
time.
even realize.
First time since we've done them. Geez, we get a lot of them.
Yeah, I got a couple hundred in here, so I spent a little bit today just trying to filter them through. So I'm sorry if we miss you constantly, but hopefully you get picked out one week. At Zia Lee _ Mir with Stockholm syndrome or Honda cooking in the background because he's officially signed.
He has
as of this
signed.
week.
Yeah. Yeah, they must be putting something in their sushi.
I think he's just got Stockholm syndrome. Seriously.
I think so.
Yeah, like that's just I don't know, man. Maybe he's getting paid. It's the only thing I can think of is he's getting good money.
Yeah, maybe people are too hesitant to take him on.
Yeah, or he just doesn't have offers.
Yeah,
You know,
could be a big thing.
God, how crazy the world's gone. Marc Marquez is riding a factory Ducati. Lewis Hamilton's driving Ferrari, and Repsol Honda can't even sign any riders.
Repsol Honda's not Repsol Honda anymore.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. That baffles me.
Yeah,
But
this
anyway.
is the world we live in. At WBLL162, thoughts on where Miller's will end up. I guess we've already talked about that. It's probably World Superbikes.
It's looking likely.
At SCO TV, has aero downforce spelt the end of the wheelie over the line? Good question. Who's doing wheelies over the line these days in MotoGP?
Oh, there's been a few.
I can't remember any this year.
There's been a couple.
I don't know.
Maybe not over the line.
I don't think Bagnaia knows how to do a wheelie.
Nah, I got to stand up for him there. He can pull off a pretty mean wheelie. Good stand-up wheelie. There's been a few. I just can't remember off the top of my head.
I'm telling you, I don't remember one over the line. It's a good.
Maybe over the line.
That's a good.
Like
question.
as in once they've passed it, they've brought it up.
Once they've passed it, they've done it, but not over the line. Marquez did a mad power wheelie back in the day over the line when he beat Quartararo to win his 8th
18.
world title. He just like powered and just like almost bounced it up. It looks sick. It was actually quite cool.
Biaggi's one's the best one.
Oh yeah, rear brake.
Freaking 1 o'clock.
Oh my god, 1 o'clock. Yeah, 100%. At Luke Miller, hot dogs over cheeseburgers.
I actually had a couple. I was at Costco.
Daniel, you're the man to speak to. Yeah.
Steve, where's Tom when you need him?
Whale sharking, bruh. Whale sharking.
What if he gets sucked into their mouth?
He'll eat his way out.
We're going to need a new co-host.
Oh, yeah.
Keep your eyes peeled, guys, because we might be putting in, sending your resume for
you're
spot on
You're going to be
Republica.
loud and you're going to be big.
Yeah.
And sweaty.
Your glasses have to fog up.
I've got so many other things I could say, but I'm not going to say it. I'll save it for the Patreon. What you have to be.
You got to have a certain browser history as well.
every time he pulls his phone out in this, I'll tell you this. Every time he pulls his phone out on this podcast and he looks something up, all I see is Pornhub. So if you look carefully on his phone, I hope the camera grabs it. You'll see a PH, or it'll just be on Pornhub from when he was last on it. The man's a menace.
A fiend, if
He's
you
a
will.
fiend. Hopefully he's not listening to this driving up to Perth with his missus in the car. Sorry, Mel. Oh, I actually wouldn't care anyway. He talks about it all the time. Man's a menace.
Nah, cheeseburgers.
Oh, yeah, back to the question. Cheeseburgers. I don't know. Luke Miller, we love you, but shit house. Cheeseburgers.
No, it's not shit house. It's a tough one.
Nah,
but cheeseburgers all the way.
I'm going cheesy. Cheeseburger Lorenzo.
Curtis,
Homage.
cheeseburger or hot dog?
Oh, my God. Just answer the bloody question. Come on, mate. Yeah, see, there we go. You put him under pressure sometimes, you know. Force it out. At Joseph Musa _. If Marquez wins 2 of the next 3 races, he will win a championship.
This year?
Yeah.
No.
I don't think so either. I don't think he's going to win the next 2 out of 3 races, and I don't think he's going to win the championship.
No, I don't think so. I think that's a stretch. Something has to go catastrophically wrong.
24 bikes are too advanced anyway.
Yeah.
This is how it is. This is a good one. Ha _Melbon. Peak Vettel versus peak Verstappen would be legendary, but who are you picking?
Peak Max.
I thought about this for a while, but yeah, I think you're right. I think it's peak Max. Just last year, just dominated.
It's different.
Yeah, and I
love Vettel, but
I love Vettel as well. I think he's great, and he did obviously awesome, but like I think what he's doing now with that, I think that Red Bull's a dog, and I really think it's a very much a Repsol Honda at the moment, and it seems like the team harmony is fucking shit house.
100%.
And what he's doing, still doing, and what he did last year and last couple of years, hard to go past him.
Yeah, it is. I think he's just got that edge.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Great question though.
Yeah, great question, and it's crazy because he's only won like 2 or 3 world titles.
3, I think.
Yeah. Another one from the same fella. I like this as well. Webber's legacy is greater than Ricciardo's. Which I almost think it is on track, but Ricciardo's got the presence outside the track, and that's obviously due to the times. Like social media wasn't. Formula One didn't have a social media account back then.
Yeah, exactly.
It was crazy. Like, I don't know who was running that. Seriously,
behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, behind the 8 ball, and then how quickly to turn it around. But with Ricciardo now, Drive to Survive, his legacy's bigger. On track though, like Webber did a lot.
He did, and he probably stayed in a better team for longer.
Yeah. Was
So
up
if you
there
look
a
at it on
lot
paper,
and raced for a lot of teams.
yep.
Jaguar back in the day. Jag. Katie like that one. It's a Jag.
I think that's actually a good call.
Yeah.
When you think of it properly, I think you've hit the nail on the head though, because of social media and his presence away from the track.
Yeah.
You almost forget about Webber.
Yeah, you do. And like, Webber, obviously really amazing race winner, multiple race winner, but Ricardo's just got that face for it, the social media influence.
Yeah.
The biddies love him. It's half of it, isn't it? Seriously. At Braden_Hardcastle, current McLaren driver to leave to another team in the next 2 years. So either Lando or Oscar to leave McLaren in the next 2 years.
Most likely Lando.
Yeah, do you reckon that could happen though? Like, they could both stay as well. Like, do you reckon someone?
I think in an ideal world they'll stay. But if someone were to move,
It'd be Lando?
it'd be Lando for a better car.
Yeah, true.
If someone was to really surpass that McLaren.
Yeah, something would have to go pretty crazy, or with the new regs,
Exactly.
you know.
Yeah.
That's a good one though. I like that. I like that question. That's interesting.
Have we sent him his helmet yet?
Nah, Braden, you still won the helmet. We will get it out to you. Just gotta wait for Tom. At Chefrin_Parker 990. A person wouldn't be incorrect in the opinion that the most skilled motorcycle rider is Toprak.
It's not a bad shout.
I like the shout, but I can't go past like Bagnaia or Marquez still.
But if they're talking motorcycles as a whole,
Yeah, I guess with Toprak's skills, because he does all the stunt stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's such a hard one. You look at some of these guys' Instagrams and TikTok accounts and see what they do for training and the way that they.
Okay, you look at Jack Miller. Dude can race motocross.
I was literally just about to say, look
Yeah.
at Jack. He just raced motocross last weekend. Some of these guys are back and track bikes
Bro,
in for fun.
If you're gonna go with that, Petrucci, Dakar.
What? Exactly right.
You know what I mean? Race
Almost
MotoGP.
killed himself on a dirt bike. But
Yeah, legit. But can race motocross, can do
Yeah.
Dakar.
Dovy's the same.
Dovy's the same. Who's
dirt bikes.
the fella? He raced 500. My old man's going to kill me that I don't know this. He raced 500 Grand Prix and he raced World Motocross.
The French guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
How do I not know his name? French rider that I keep thinking of Jean-Claude Van Damme for some reason, but I know it's not him. French rider that raced 500s and motocross. Come on, it can't be that hard to find. Seriously, what's his name?
yeah, leave it with me.
All right, I'll find the next one. At Swainstagram.
Jean-Michael Bale.
Yep, that's it. Yeah, he could be back in the day. He was one. He did both. That's like Jet Lawrence winning a title in Supercross and then going, oh, all right, I'll race MotoGP now.
Yeah, it's if you really dive into it, it's a tough one to answer.
Yeah,
But on surface level, Toprak
maybe
is probably the closest.
Yeah, for just pure skill. I don't know. I actually reckon I go past. I reckon it'll be Petrucci because doing that Dakar thing, motocross and racing, being a MotoGP race winner, that's pretty. That's
pretty special.
That's pretty broad.
That is. That's a lot of different codes for sure.
At Swainstagram, team orders ruin racing. Win if you can. Love it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fair
and
shout.
that was our MJ performance of the week with Mercedes.
Yep.
You know, I want to see. I don't want to. I get it. I get team orders in a sense, but you know, the fast obviously of Hungary as well was a pain in the ass to watch.
That's embarrassing. It's still embarrassing.
Yeah, it's still dumb. And, you know, it's just good to see the best shoot it out. I get it more so in Formula One. There's, you know, the undercut and things like that they do. But Mercedes did it so perfect.
Yeah, 100%, man. I'm with you. They couldn't have done it any better.
Yeah, 100%. Matt at Matt Ould, friend of the pod, would you rather fuck a goat and no one knows you did, or not fuck a goat and everyone thinks you did? I'm losing my voice halfway through this pod.
That's not a very clear question because it could be the goat as an animal or the goat as in greatest of all time. So if it's the greatest of all time, I'll say, yeah, I'll just pick whoever the GOAT
Why do you want to fuck me?
of Pornhub is, but sure. Are you on the hub?
No, I'm the goat, bro. Curtis' head's in his head.
Matt, you got to be more clear with your questions, bro.
Yeah, we don't like that one, mate. What are you doing? At Nikki,
What would you do, Matt? Actually, DM us. What would you do?
yeah, get back to us.
We're just going to screenshot it and put on our story. He's a good dude, Matt.
If Marquez at Nicky D3604, if Marquez was on a KTM or Aprilia, would he still be getting podiums this year?
On a KTM, yeah.
Not on Aprilia?
I think he would on the Aprilia, but I think
Biggest shout on the KTM.
bigger chance of a race win on the KTM.
Suits his style more.
Much more.
I think he would still get podiums on either bike. But yeah, you're right. I think the KTM. I wish he was on the KTM from the start.
So do I.
You know, I think KTM missed a trick there. It suits his. I reckon it suits his riding style. It's close to a Honda. It seems like it's a Honda, but with just all the better elements.
Yeah, of course.
You know, you can.
I think they definitely missed the boat. And it could have been talk about PR and marketing.
True.
That's a huge one. Isn't him and Pedro on the same team?
Yeah, that's
What everyone hoped. I think everyone hoped for that,
that
before he went to Ducati.
That would be the coolest. I'm Mick James, bitch. Top Rack's move to BMW is on par with Rossi's switch from Honda to Yamaha. Definitely not.
Yeah.
Terrible shout.
You reckon it's a terrible shout?
Yeah. Because, like, Rossi was in MotoGP.
No, but as in you're going from a winning bike.
Nah, the BMW I still think was all right. I think there's too many factors in MotoGP
Yeah, you're right.
with technology.
I'm on the fence. I get where you're coming from, like the guy that's asked the question, but you're right too. There's so much more at play in GP.
Yeah, there is. There's so much more moving parts. You've got the whole factory literally behind you building the bike around you. And that's
Yeah.
what Valentino did.
And
where-
that BMW is arguably better than the Yamaha anyway. It just didn't have the rider.
Yeah, and I think that's been BMW's issue for a long time when it wasn't superbikes.
There's a little bit there that it wasn't the best bike.
Back in the day when they were going up against Biaggi, but they had a real crack, but Biaggi
With
on
Melandri.
Yeah, and Biaggi was just the man on it.
On a Aprilia, but
True.
yeah, I suppose that, and they were shooting out for bike of the year away from the track, and that Aprilia always came out on top.
Did.
So, yeah, it's a tough one. I think you're more on the money though, James, with your response to it.
Yeah, maybe. At Josh Bailey 187, last one. How much more coin are the Repsol riders on compared to the rest of the grid? Is it worth it to ruin your rep? You would hope you're on a whole lot of money. Look, if you're making Quartararo money and you've already won a title,
Who gives a shit?
you're probably worth it. But if you're like a Luca Marini that's kind of only been there for 2 years, you're stepping out of the shadow of your brother. It's like if you're making 20 million Aussie every year, you're going to do it. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, of course.
But I don't know if it's worth. If you're not making crazy money, it's not worth it, obviously.
I think the other thing is too, it's hard as well because a lot of it's data driven these days.
True.
So teams can still, see that and go, well, it is the bike. And they go, this kid has, good throttle response or whatever it may be. He can nurse the tyres or he can do this. And he can also bring this development side. We've seen him come from two big brands. It's a tough one.
Development one's the biggest one, isn't it?
Yeah.
But look, to ride it, they're in such a crazy position because now the rider Repsol Honda, you'd be like, riders would be demanding, I want to get paid for this because I know it could kill my career, or I'm 4 years, 5 years.
On the back foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that could be in their prime years, which going into Marini, it's kind of going into his prime years now.
100% it is.
You
Even
know?
for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Lucky he's won a title.
Gifted.
I think that's it, mate.
Yeah, no news on MX.
Nah, I got
The
nothing.
Lawrence boys coming across.
Yeah, they're coming November. I know Jet's out for the season. I think Hunter's got an injury as well. But
Are you kidding?
yeah, so
That's right. We'll get them up and running for here.
yeah, that's all right. Getting racing.
Love
And
it.
And then yeah, that's it. Then we'll just see you after Silverstone, and we'll see what these liveries look like.
Exciting times ahead.
Beautiful.
See you, man.
See you, mate.
Bye.